Hello, beautiful souls. How y'all doing? Welcome to Brainy Twin Gemini. If you're new, welcome. We'd love for you to be part of our soul tribe and our loving vibe. If you're returning sub, thank you so much for all your likes, your comments, your subscriptions, the sense of community on our channel. It truly warms my heart to the bottom of my heart for all of your trust, and I appreciate and love you all so very much. I channel energy in my journal each day. This is just a small snippet. I have like books and books of messages that I've written in the last few years. I've done it all my life since the age of 9. I predominantly channel masculine energy. I go through a few things in my journal. I do this strictly out of my own entertainment purposes, the cards, and whatever resonates, resonates. What doesn't, just pack it away in your pocket. Predominantly it's masculine energy. Yeah, and I do 4 cards being my birth number. So I generally do what's in the masculine's heart space. If they could say anything, and again, just messages, what would it be? And the overall energy of this beautiful connection. So I'm going to just get started here and go over some of the messages and the signs and the syncs. And I firmly believe they are messages for you. I endeavored this journey a few years ago, and I was pushed into this to deliver messages of truth and debunk any of the myths that are out there. So when I woke up this morning, and I do get up at insane hours of the morning, I always have like these messages, these thoughts, this energy, and it keeps recirculating. So I always have to write it down, and it's the power of love. And the power of love can overpower some adversity in your life. Prepare for some pretty big changes. Big changes are on the horizon, so very, very good. Move forward. I don't know who this message is for. Again, I just write these down. And some of you are obsessing over this. And the message is break free of the obsession, move forward, and move towards acceptance. And there's change. Oh, and change your perception of your way of maybe thinking. And there is a little bit of outside interference. Listen to your inner guide, your guides, your intuition. If you listen to it and you meditate and you free your mind and just get to where there's no noise in your mind, that those messages will come to you on who and what the outside interference is. And I have inspire written down. You inspire each other to be better. And lastly, the numbers that I've seen: 444, 555, and 1111. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There's so much more in there. I'm just going to stick that pen. But again, as I alluded to, this is merely for my own entertainment purposes. So I'm going to get started here. And I'm just going to... And what I do is I just let the cards fall. So if 1 falls out, I take it. If 4 falls out, I'll take those 4. But yeah, I just let them fall the way they're meant to fall. So this is what's in the heart space as of the moment. We live in the moment. So I can't believe this. Sometimes I just it's for my own amazement, purely 2 cards came, so I cannot. I can't. I think I will read my journal today. It's just too much. So this is what is in the masculine's heart space as of the moment. So they have regrets. They have deep regrets. A lot of it has to do with some of these tower moments, the towers tumbling and crashing down. And they've come to these nasty lies and these truths. And the one big regret they have is that they didn't see it sooner. And also too, they regret hurting the divine feminine energy, purely just energy. You could be a masculine, like a masculine anatomy with feminine energy, or vice versa. We are energy, and they regret hurting the divine feminine. They never meant to. There was too much going on in their life, and they couldn't give the divine feminine what they felt they deserved at the time. Many of you are very successful, and when you come into each other, sometimes what's going on in your life at that moment in time, it's a little bit of disarray, a little bit of chaos, and that the love really truly is not sustainable. It's too much. So they regret hurting the divine feminine. I love that so much. Put those up there. Free will. The masculine, we all have the gift of free will, and the masculine energy just wants you to know that they have the gift of free will. It is, sorry, I can see something odd there. Just let me move the camera. It's like a little bit of interference. Free will. So you can't manipulate the will of someone else, and the masculine has free will to do as they please. And even though, when you go into this isolation and the physical separation, they're practicing their own free will to do as they please. And free will cannot be manipulated. So they're expressing their free will. They're just living their free will. And it has to understand, I cannot believe how this card came out. Courage. What does this exactly mean? Right now, they're going through some difficulties because of some of this karmic chaos and these endings that have just occurred. And what it is actually required, and what the message is in the journal today, is feminine energy. The masculine needs your strength and your courage to get them through this. And I just can't believe it. Your love, your unconditional love, and it's and strength and courage, it will help them gain that courage and overcome that fear. And there's a fear of rejection. So I feel maybe, and again, I don't know who this message is for, there could be some form of obsession as opposed to acceptance. And obsession is not healthy for you. So just ground your energy. There's a bunch of chakra videos that I put out there. Just try and spend a few moments each day just listening and just freeing your mind and just getting back into a good heart space. So that's where they're at the moment. They have regret. That they didn't see what was right in front of them. They have regret for hurting the feminine, and they absolutely know that this beautiful person that came into their life is divine. So, sorry folks. These are just wanting to fall all over the place. So if they could say anything to you, what would it be? I cannot believe this. Oh, and if you knew a little bit about myself, I cannot believe this. I am to a twin that went into physical separation, and by the grace of God, we navigated back to each other in physical harmony. 3D world, this message is for you, divine feminine, 3D world. The masculine is struggling in the 3D world with some of the truths that they came to. But a very important thing is they want to tell you the truth. They want to come to you. They want to communicate. I've been getting these messages of communication. Now, one thing that I did want to talk about and about this communication that comes. Communication comes in varying forms. So it comes verbally. There's physical communication, like body language, and then listening is also a form of communication. And right now, it's to listen to your gut and your intuition. That's the communication. And to listen closely to others, and most importantly to yourself, so you can identify that interference and extinguish it out of your life. So they're struggling in the 3D world with these truths, and they want you to know that. But they're gaining courage, but they need you to help them with that strength right now. I have, you're very powerful feminine energy. You're standing in your power. You're doing everything that you need to do. You're navigating the journey. Everybody's journey is different, but you're navigating the journey, and you're walking in the footsteps on the right path. And you have a deep love for yourself, and they're just needing that courage and that strength from you. Normally, the feminine energy is very nurturing. It's instinctive. It's nurturing and mothering and all these types of beautiful things. So just nurture the love that you have for each other. I can't believe this came out. Infinity possibilities. What I resonate with this is your love is infinite. There is no boundaries. It's you love each other to infinity and beyond. And I absolutely have that written down. And I cannot believe how this comes out. And lastly, the separation. So feeling that there's an obsession over the separation, the physical separation, and the masculine energy can feel this obsession of the separation. And they want to say that you're always connected, right? Energetically, there's this chain, and it radiates energy. And even though you're in physical separation, you are always energetically together. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a dynamic thing. There's a lot of garbage and myths out there. It's not, what others make it out to be. And regrettably, there is some unhealthy obsessions out there, and that's not what this is meant to be. This is meant to be a pathway, a journey to oneself to find the truth of who you are truly meant to be and what your soul purpose is in this world. So the masculine energy can feel this separation. Maybe that's the obsession, and just switch gears from obsession to acceptance. Very, very, very beautiful message. Okay, another message for you. So, and just know they can't get you out of their heart. Like, it's I cannot believe this. I'm so sorry. I can't. Like, it's just uncanny how this stuff comes out. See if I can remember. I want to read some stuff on my journal. I cannot. Sorry. It's just unreal. Okay, so another beautiful message. There are always beautiful messages here. Even sometimes when the energy is tough, it's always positive. You'll never find anything negative here. Please be patient. I'm healing inner child wounds. This is where that strength and that courage comes in. And they're identifying with that now. Some of this masculine energy is very bitter and has internal rage that stems from the trauma of their inner child. And sometimes that comes out in certain triggers. So twins are very good at triggering each other on like activating these wounds. And sometimes these triggers, bring some uncomfortable energy. And just know that even if you feel like some anger, some rage and anxiety, it's generally that inner child's turmoil. And it comes out in ways that sometimes is not very nice. But just know that it's not a reflection of either one of you It's just that trauma and those triggers, and they are healing it. They're recognizing it. They're switching gears, and acknowledgement is the first and one of the most important things in order for you to heal, and they are. So they're asking for some patience. I know we're twin flames, but I'm confused. This ending is forcing them to look at things, and this karmic ending, this cycle that's just come to completion. They're having they're spending a lot of time alone, and they're spending a lot of time reflecting on events, past events as well. But they're learning from that, and they know that there's something deeper and far greater to this connection than they've ever been able to identify. And they absolutely know that you're twin flames, and they come into it not purposely, by accident, because they wrestle with the feelings in their heart, and the ego wants to interfere and say that this is make-believe, this isn't real, and they know, like, it's just this nagging feeling. And so by some miracle, they know, and it's beautiful. And I have inspire written down, and I can't believe how this comes out. You sparked a creativity that lied dormant for so long. I love you for inspiring me. None of this stuff is a coincidence. I can't believe the way these cards fall. Like, I just can't. Like, it's everything I've written about. I only give a small portion of what I write. I write, anywhere from half a page to 3 pages. And today is just one of those days I wrote a lot. And removing all the toxic people in my life. And it's beautiful. We can't live our life with toxicity. It prevents us from who we're truly meant to be, and what we're true, and it prevents us from learning the truth and getting to our true authenticity, who we're truly meant to be. And I love it. And I love it also very much. And what is the overall message? I love this all. Oh, it wants to come out, so it's coming out. It's just, I cannot. Oh boy. There's kind of a little bit of a theme going on here. I don't know if you notice it. You probably will. So we have divine feminine, we have divine door, and we have divine time. So all of this is divine. It's divinely orchestrated in the divine time, and the doorway of communication is opening. So for many, I do twins that are not in any form of communication. There's zero contact, zero communication. And I feel this communication is coming in very powerful forms. So, as I said earlier, communication, listen. Listen to your inner guide, listen to others. And the masculine wants to communicate the truth to you. They desperately do. They just have this fear, and they have a deep form of regret, a sense of regret. And that's where your courage and your forgiveness and your strength needs to come in. And just love unconditionally, and love freely without ask or nor condition, and most importantly, forgiveness. I know sometimes this is tough. It's almost, to be quite honest, it's mean when you come in together and you come and you awaken each other, and you awaken your heart chakra and this beautiful love that you have for each other, and also most importantly for yourself. And then it just goes away. Bye-bye now. It just doesn't seem fair. And unfortunately, it's necessary. The one thing, and again, this is a very important message, Please don't obsess. The obsession is just going to stop and halt you from moving forward to be the best version of you. And when you get over the obsession, believe me, I was obsessed. I was a queen of obsession when we were physically apart. I couldn't stop, actually, and it was literally driving me insane. From the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, at work, it was unbearable at times. And I've never been like that. And I was like, this is unhealthy. But then I just overcame that obsession, accepted it for what it was, and I was actually quite happy that I was able to, even if it was in a brief period of moment in time of my life, I was actually happy to be gifted with such love. And I just moved forward, and with faith, trust, and love, and let whatever be will be, living my best life. And then we just, like I said earlier, by the grace of God, we came together. So, past lives, this is definitely, you feel like this is a past life connection. You will have dreams of past life, and they'll be obscure, and you'll be like having a dream, and you love this person so deeply, but they don't physically look like your twin. But you have this love, this yearning, this whatever. And it's definitely a past life connection. And I feel like, well, definitely, my twin and I definitely have a past life connection, because he spoke of that as well. Like all of this stuff, when we came back into, we never spoke about it when we first came together and then went to physical separation. When we came back into physical harmony, that's when we spoke about past life, twin flames, all of this stuff. So he was getting the same wisdom and the same knowledge at the same time. And we're very, very strong in our faith. And maybe that's why it didn't take us so long to come back together. We're very strong in our faith. And so definitely past life connection for it. And you may feel like this instant recognition. Once, first of all, it's soul recognition, but second of all, it could be you recognize this past life connection. We're souls, right? And the soul is eternal. We have eternal life, thanks to Jesus, if you believe in that. Again, whatever resonates, resonates. So your soul does navigate from lifetime to lifetime. It truly, truly does. Beautiful. I love it all so much. So what I gather from this, and the number, I don't know if I went over the numbers, 555, 444, and 1111. 555 is divine. It's definitely divine. Divine number. They're watching, they're guiding. And this is all representation of that. And so again, just a little bit of a different message here. I'll pick that up in a second. I'll just let the other three cards fall. Thank you. I can't. So the masculine energy has a little bit more healing to do before they're ready. Cannot take, yes I can, because one fell on the floor. So we'll just take those two. And sorry if I knock. I have to get up here. It just flew. So hopefully this is very important. Yes, it is. So I'm just going to sit down here. So healer of the ages, number 51. You're healers, both of you. You heal each other in ways that are not even, I guess it's not even describable in words. You heal. And the masculine is still healing. They're healing from the karmic. They're healing from wounds. But the one beautiful thing about it is they're healing. Some of them have made some poor choices and ran to the arms of another karmic relationship, which is meant to teach them lessons, because the lessons they have not learned. And they've learned these lessons now. And they've had this epiphany, this aha moment where all of this knowledge and all of this wisdom is coming. And healing is tough. It's hard. But as you heal, you open yourself up to that vulnerability, that is when the truths come to you. That's when I was on my knees, holy, crying, sobbing, like, what the frig, like, I was like, I can't believe this. Why have you forsaken me? Like, but during all of that darkness, that is when the truths come. It truly does. So they're in a healing mode, and it's great. And it just keep up with that loving energy. Feminine, I feel like you love them very much, and you always do. But obsession is destructive. Adjacent possibilities. And there's, for every door that closes, another one opens. So be careful of the door that you go through. Sometimes you get caught in the rabbit hole and the black hole or the vortex, or however you resonate. But I feel like for feminine, you're on that path. You're a few steps ahead, and you're recovering, you're healing, you're getting into that loving state of acceptance and oneself. But on the other hand, there's some obsession. That could be the masculine energy, obsessing as well, and you're transferring that energy back and forth. And it's like I want to say it's like a tornado. It just keeps going around and around and around and around and around and around until one of you stops that. So it's beautiful. Number one, the sun. I feel like there's new changes. Number one is new beginnings, new change. I just feel like there's been some darkness, and that dark cloud has been surrounding the masculine energy, but the light is there. And you can only go through darkness, hopefully for so long, until you finally see the light of oneself, most importantly, and have these aha moments and say, you know what, it's time for it's time for change, and I'm rebirthing into something new. Even though I had some horrible events, this is a chance for a new beginning and get out of that darkness. And it's beautiful. And this keeps coming out. So the other day was financial constraints, which was number 13. And ironically, this is number 31. And it says door to value. And it's, for some of you, financial constraints is probably one of the worst, I want to say, noise of the mind to live with. It plagues you. You worry. Where I was once that person many moons ago, and I just learned to always live a life full of abundance. And I'm grateful for the abundance that has been given, and the blessings and the gifts. Instead of focusing on this, that, or the other, focus on what you actually truly do have, the value you do have in your life. And you will see that things will change radically and dramatically. And what is there to be grateful for? Speaking, seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling the beauty of our earth, children, clean water. There's so many things to be grateful for. We have so much value right in front of us that sometimes we fail to see it. So the door to value, open up. There's a lot of doors going on here today. Divine door to value, all beautiful, and you are all beautiful. You're worthy of so much, and your worth is diamonds and gold, like it truly, truly is. No one can take that away from you, but sometimes we take it away from ourselves. So that is that. A beautiful message today, and I am going to give you one loving message to take with you this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet we live in. And thank you for your email so much. Sometimes I can't respond. I do work full time and go to school and do this. So I can't always respond, but I do thank you. And I do appreciate your trust One email I'm going to acknowledge, which was a very good suggestion. They had mentioned maybe talking about twins that are in union, like doing some messages on that. Can certainly do that for sure. And this was a fantastic idea, which I love so much. And I was meditating this in the bath, and I think this would just completely and go viral. And that's to have a worldwide meditation for healing for our earth and for all that who need it. And I have to think through it a little bit more, but I think this would be beautiful if we just have this meditation and this powerful manifestation of healing. Beautiful, beautiful idea. So thank you very much for that. Okay. We are eternally blessed by a profound love, by a sacred union with great source of light, whose love moves the earth and the stars. I cannot believe this. We are eternally blessed by a sacred union with a great source of light, who loves and moves. And light, very, very important. It is with a great source of light. The power of love can do so much more for the human soul than anything can. And once you find that light within yourself, you radiate the most beautiful energy, and that energy heals. So that's what I have for you today, folks. Again, I want to thank you all so very much for the love, the likes, the subs, the comments. We truly love to hear your comments. Support each other and pray for each other. I pray for each and every one of you every single day. And yes, that you will find the light of oneself and ultimately the light of each other. Have a great day, folks.